Goshen, a professional astrologer from the village of Nyack in New York State, and I'm passionate about in-depth astrology and getting to the heart of the matter. In this video, I want to talk about Leo, Sun and Rising for 2023, and we'll begin with an overview of the year and then go month by month. So Leo, the most important event for you in 2023 is an extra long visit in your sign from Venus, planet of beauty, planet of love, planet of money, good things. That's going to be from June 6 to October 8 of 2023. And in the middle of that window, there's going to be a shorter period where Venus will not be operating strongly, and we'll look at that later. What this Venus period means, it's ultimately a blessing because you get a lot of time to work on your self-development, on your image, on where you want to go in the world. And the slowdown period enables you to process things more deeply. You get this special extra emphasis of Venus energy in your chart every so often. And the last time you Leos would have experienced that would have been around the middle of the year in 2015. So if you can reflect back, maybe get out some old journals. What was going on late July and most of August 2015? And there might be some patterns or echoes coming up for you in the middle of 2023. And this is when astrology can be most powerful, when we begin to see the patterns and the cycles in our life, because then we may have a little bit more room to choose how we react to events instead of just going with them. The second important overview event for 2023, Leo, is going to be the move of Saturn, our planet of structure and discipline, into a house which represents a potential for you to get your finances in order and to stabilize them. You may be earning a lot of money, your partner may be earning a lot of money, however, you might not be so good at managing that money or at buying a house, buying an apartment, investing in land, or putting something in for the future. So from around March 2023 onwards, for approximately 2.5 years, you're going to have this planet of structure giving you the potential to cement your financial security. And this could be on your own if you're single, or it could be together with a partner. Whatever the case, that's what is being asked of you. So open yourself to that and see how you can work with the cycles in order to receive maximum benefit from them. The third thing we want to look at for an overview of the year is this continuing transit of Jupiter in Aries. What does this mean for you, Leo? It's a positive influence. You've had it going on for the second part of 2022, expanding your horizons. Possibly you've had an opportunity to travel or to study, or you've gone deeper into your spiritual side of life. And that's going to continue on for the first 5 months of 2023. So from January until May, continue with your studies, continue with travel plans, with expansion, with meeting people from other cultures, however that transit is manifesting for you. And then from mid-May of 2023, Jupiter, the bringer of abundance, of expansion, is going to move into your solar house of work, and it'll be there on into 2024. So this suggests possibly promotions at work. It could suggest if you're in college, doing well in college, getting a scholarship, expanding, promoting. If you are self-employed, this is very interesting because you know that since 2018, there's been a huge shift in your work house. Changes, probably a lot of fluctuations. So with Jupiter entering on into that house of work now from the middle of 2023, there are more opportunities to expand. My question to you is, do you want to expand more? Do you want to grow? Or are things a little bit too chaotic so that in order to expand, you have to first put down a different kind of structure in your life? And the way the cycles are working for you is that it looks as if you can't fight the expansion for now. So for 2023, you'll probably be rolling with the flow, and that's not a bad thing. Just be aware that probably around late 24, 25 is when you want to really make a choice in your business. Or even if you're not self-employed, this could be if a company is employing you and they're wanting to keep loading more work onto you or pushing you in different directions. 2024, 25, you're going to have to start making choices. Where do I want to be and where do I want to really put my energies? Can I sustain this pace? Because Leo, you know that you are so open-hearted, warm-hearted. You love to be the boss and to be able to spread your generosity around. And if you're a self-contractor, it's very hard for you to say no to people, especially to clients who appreciate your work so much and love you for what you do for them. So just be aware that there's going to be potential for expansion at work during 2023. Are you up for it? Can you possibly take on somebody to help you? And if you are employed, make sure that you are getting rewarded for the work that you do. Don't work for nothing, Leo. You need to earn a salary and you need to demand a raise if you are asked to do more at work. So let's begin month by month. And if you are new to this forecast, Leo, I like to say take a day on either side of the dates I give, because it depends on your time zone. And also you might want to listen to your rising sign for timing. It seems to work very well in conjunction with your sun sign. So you will have to put those two videos alongside each other and figure out between them what works best for you. So let's begin with January. January the 13th is a week of adjustment for you. It looks as if since September of 2022, you've been dealing with a lot of activity in your house of friendships, a lot of coming and going. If it's not around friends, it could be things to do with money you receive from jobs at work. In other words, not money that you have from other sources or in the bank, but literally the money that you are getting from your job, or the accolades and awards that you're getting from your job. There's been something going on around that area in your chart. If neither of those rings true, this could possibly reflect on a partner who has children from a previous relationship, and their children could have been in the spotlight since last year. Whatever the case, after that week of January 13th, things start to move forward again. There were some slowdowns in November and December where you felt hampered. As things pick up speed, the other day to note is around January the 18th. So it's all going on in around that third week of the year. January the 18th is a day that you want to avoid power struggles. It's a powerful day, but there are a lot of planetary shifts going on. So don't get caught in a battle of wills with somebody. This could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be any situation. You want to be a little bit cautious and mindful until around the 20th, the 21st, when this energy dissipates and you can move forward. So however you are planning your calendar for the year, it looks like the 20th, the 21st is a good time to get going, Leo. As January picks up speed, you're building towards your full moon, Leo, which is going to be on February the 5th. So there's always an energy build up to full moons. How do you manage them? Do you take some time out and not expend all your energy? Because that probably is what seems to happen to you. You end up going to a party the night before the full moon or the night of the full moon, or you end up staying up very late on your own or with somebody, and the full moon tends to affect you for days afterwards. So how are you going to manage your energy at that time? Make sure that you have a little bit of quiet time around that full moon, and you can connect with your deeper self and find out what is coming to fruition for you at this time and what is your next step moving on forward into 2023. The next important event in February will be a serious day round about the 16th, where you have an opportunity to sit down with someone. It could be someone at work, could be someone in your family, it could be a partner or a spouse, girlfriend or boyfriend, and have a serious talk. If you are not engaging with anyone at this time, this could be a day of serious thinking where you really get something done and you are able to push through with a project that might have been hanging over you for a while. So use that energy well, Leo. Then on into March. March 17 is a great day to communicate, to get your message out. And then I'd like to mention the final week of March as something to take note of in a long-term sense. There's a slow movement over the next 2 years of outer planet Pluto moving signs. And what this means for you is that gradually over the next 2 years, there's going to be a shift away from an incredibly long period of approximately 15 years of really hard work. There could have been illness, there could have simply been a sense of service and duty going on in your life, or some deep transformation that took place in the way that you are dealing with people you work with. Whatever the case, that outer planet movement is now going to shift into your area of relationships, and it will only firmly be in place by November of 2024. But I mention this now because that final week in March is when it's good to make a note of what is happening, because this can signal in how things are going to unfold for the next long time in that house of relationships. The other really important shift that's going to take place at the end of March will be around March 26, give or take a day, all the way through until May 20th. And that is going to be the shift of the action planet, which will finally leave that house of friendship and that house of hopes and dreams where it's been hanging out since late August, early September of 2022. You will know what's been going on in that house, and it's going to move into a quieter place of your chart. This will allow time for reflection and time to go deep into things. It's not a time where you particularly want to put yourself out into the world. It will be more a time of gathering yourself Until around May 20th, you will feel stronger, more visible, and more able to take on the world. So we already touched on April, that it's going to be a quieter time, or we see you operating a little bit behind the scenes. And there's a week in April around the 4th to the 11th where there is a particular opportunity to deal with inner child wounds or to deal with inner child healing. And something very positive has the potential to blossom at that time. If you're not interested in any kind of inner child healing, what could be going on at that time is you could be thrashing things out with an ex or with a partner or with anyone where you've had difficulties in the past. I see you trying to heal something, trying to get to the bottom of why things happened the way they did and to understand how to move forward with that person. Whatever you're doing at that time, there's a potential that any kind of pain can turn into a joy. So don't feel heavy around this time. Whatever's going on in your life, it's going to bring beautiful healing, beautiful results eventually. And if nothing in particular is going on, that's fine. You might have a different chart and you might not be feeling those two energies that are activating so strongly at that time. The other thing I wanted to mention in April is the 21st. That's a day of adjustment. So once again, don't rush about on that day. You've got a big move happening in the cosmos and it affects you because your ruler is the sun and we're going to have a lot going on with that planet. So take it easy, take a day off at the beach, whatever you like to do around that time, walk in nature, enjoy yourself in a relaxed way and wait for that energy to pass. Now, May is extremely active, Leo, and it brings to the fore another theme which is very strong for you in 2023. How can you balance home and work? Especially because you're going to have eclipses taking place in those two houses of your chart, the house of the home and the house of work. So May gets underway with very good things potentially unfolding at work. The very first of the month, I see great ideas coming in. I see you having meetings, clear communication, doing your thing, getting out and about. You may even be traveling. Then on May 9th, there's also a brilliant idea coming up, or the potential for you to move ahead with something. Something is illuminated and you feel galvanized into action. So make sure that that is mindful action and that you know where you're headed. You don't want to take on too much and you don't want to be so over generous that you don't have any results to show for the hard work that you put in. May 17th to 21st is another powerful week. This is going to be a week where you have the potential to expand your business, expand your life, whatever you're working on at that time. It's as if you have a power base from which things can now suddenly grow. And in order for anything to grow, there has to be some kind of obstacle to overcome. We all know that nothing in life is free. The obstacle may be a tension between what you wish for yourself and what is expected from you at work. And you have to bite the bullet and do something which is difficult, but you know that it's going to achieve excellent results. Whatever is going on in your life, in your world, whether it's big or small, use that time in May to somehow form your own power base. When things expand, do them step by step and don't let everything just go so out of control that when June comes around, you feel depleted. May 20th is a real day of adjustment. take a day or two on either side. That action planet Mars is finally going to move into your sign, bringing energy, bringing visibility, upping your game. And as it moves into your sign, there's a potential for so much energy to come in that this could cause clashes or ego friction in your life. So once again, take it easy. Mars is going to be there for a long time, around 6 or 7 weeks. So you can relax, ease into that energy, and know that for the rest of May and June on into July, it's a high energy time for you and it's all systems go. You want to be working at that time. If you don't work, you want to have a project that keeps you busy. You need to use the energy that is given to you in this life. June 6 is when Venus, that planet of love and beauty and pleasure and romance that we mentioned at the beginning of the forecast, is moving into your sign. So you've got both Mars and Venus in your sign now. They are beautifying you, they are energizing you, they are giving you all systems go. What are you going to do with that energy? July 2nd is a particularly potent day. Take note of what happens on that day, because there's going to be an echo of that on August 9th, but in a different format, because what's going to happen at the end of July, around July 26, is that Venus is going to station retrograde. What does that mean? It simply means that all those things we mentioned that Venus favors are not as powerful and not as able to easily manifest. So the retrograde period is going to be from around July 26 all the way until September 4th. And you want to be mindful at that time of starting a new relationship or getting into relationship difficulties at that time, because something in the relationship may need to be reworked, and that's good. It's a time to go deep and a time to talk things through with your partner. If you're not in a relationship, it's a good time to reconnect with old friends or old flames. And if you're not interested in romance and you're not in a relationship, a Venus retrograde period, Leo, can simply be that you're not feeling your physical best. So you don't want to go out and buy a whole lot of clothes or change your hairstyle at this time or redecorate your apartment at this time, because you might second guess it when September comes around. So use the period sensibly. It's a time to relax. Did some of you note that the day of that Venus retrograde station is also the day that the sun moves into your sign? So happy birthday, Leo. I wish you a wonderful 2023 and beyond. And what does that mean? It just means that it's a big energy shift for you around July 23rd. Take it. Go on a holiday that day. It's a good excuse to take the day off work. The sun is moving into your sign and Venus is taking a bit of a holiday. So why don't you also take a break? Put your feet up and let somebody else do the work for a change. The second part of July and the whole part of August could also mean an emphasis on finances for you, Leo. So getting that house in order, the money you bring in, whatever that is, how are you managing it? There's going to be an emphasis there. And I suggest that you are very cautious of overspending during that period. So the second part of July and throughout August, consolidate your money. If you do have some expenses, then simply know that when September comes around, you're going to have to reinstitute a savings plan and get things back on track. Because remember, one of your themes for the year is financial independence, financial security, and looking ahead to your future. August 16th is your new moon this year, Leo. So if you have a birthday around that time, what a special birthday. For all of you Leos and Leo risings, a new moon is a time to set your intentions for the year ahead. Every new moon we can set our intentions for the month, but when it is your new moon, there are special energies about for you to move forward into the year with clarity. So take some time to journal, to actually write down your intentions. What do you wish to have happen in your life? The other emphasis with this move of Saturn into Pisces for you, Leo, that we mentioned right at the beginning of this video, I'm feeling now that it has something to do with giving back to your community. So if you felt over the years that you've received so much from a certain sector of your local community, now might be the time to institute some kind of either volunteer work or charity work, or even to offer a generous donation to one of your favorite organizations. The first few days in September are low-key, and then after that forward move of Venus around the 5th, there's a sense of I'm coming out into the world and you are emerging. It's a wonderful feeling. I see you as incredibly busy at work in October, and especially after the 17th, it's as if things that you've been processing almost the whole of 2023, you finally leave them behind. You feel freer and you feel ready to take on the world. There is an emphasis on your home and home life after October 13th. Now, for some of you, this might mean a move. Maybe you're in a new country even. For some people, their country is their home. But for most of you, this is going to reflect some kind of energy coming into your home or some kind of renovation taking place. There might be a child returning from college or a child going to college, but you really need to make an adjustment at that time. And it looks positive. If you do want to take care of renovations, mid-October onwards is a very, very good time. There's energy in the home. The other thing that's interesting about October is there's going to be another eclipse, and this is going to take place in your house of work. And this will be on October 28th, give or take a day on either side. And you can reference the May 5th eclipse and see if there are any parallels, because the May eclipse is in your house of the home, and the late October eclipse is in your house of work. So are you managing that balance between the two? Or do you still feel torn into and you're not sure where to place most of your energies? Whatever the case, those couple of weeks before the late October eclipse, don't make any hasty decisions either at home or at work. Wait until November when the energy of the eclipse has unfolded and you'll be clearer and you'll know what to do, if there is any decision called for at that time. So overall, October a very strong month, and moving on into November, looking good. There's a wonderful move around the 25th of November, where your house of creativity is energized. This is also your house of children and your house of love. So if you are wanting to energize your relationship, late November to about December 5th is a beautiful time for that. Take a weekend away or just take some time to go out for a nice dinner together. There is also the potential to meet somebody if you are single and serious about finding a partner. This is a lovely time for romance. Around November 26th to December 5th. Use it well. There are two planetary energies that suggest romance or love is in the air at this time. Once again, artists and anyone interested in the art industry, a positive time for you all the way through November and on into December. The year ends on a peaceful note. I strongly recommend that you only officially start your year in or around January 6th, when action planet Mars will move into a practical work sign for you and out of the area of your chart which enjoys to be relaxed and to have a bit of fun. Leo, so important for you to let your hair down and have fun when you can. Life has become very serious over the last few years, and you forget that in order to regenerate, you need to have an occasional party. So Happy New Year. I wish you all the best. If you found anything at all helpful in this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow my channel. I also appreciate your comments. I read each and every one of them. And I will see you next time.